So coming to the next class, Thaliaceae, which is coming under subphylum Urochordata. That is the last class coming under this phylum Urochordata. They are free-swimming, pelagic, solitary, and colonial forms. Body is barrel-shaped with a transparent and permanent tusk is present, and tusk is never shedding also. The mouth and atriopore are seen on the opposite side of the body. So we can see the diagram, it will be more clear. So this is a diagram of the doliolum example. So this is a barrel-shaped body with mouth and atriopore at the opposite ends, and their bodies provide large number of muscle bands. And the complete, and these muscle bands are either complete or incomplete. Adults are without any tail or notochord. Then sexes are united, reproduce sexually and asexually, sexually by means of budding, and they show alternation of generation. That is, a sexual form alters with the sexual form. And that's about the general features of class Thaliaceae. Among them, the main features are their barrel-shaped body, the mouth and atriopore situated at the opposite ends of the body. Body is supported by muscle bands. These are the main highlights of this body. Now coming to the example coming under this class Thaliaceae, that is Doliolum. Doliolum is a pelagic free-swimming form seen in the case of when we take the phytoplankton collections, we will get this Doliolum too. So it found in the cold tropical, subtropical seas, transparent barrel-shaped body, sexual gonozoid, solitary face, thin transparent tusk, mantle encircled by 8 complete muscle bands are present. First and the last are acting like sphincters. So the water will be going out through the dry out, and this will provide propulsion for movement. This will be used by the animal. And the mouth and atrial apertures are opposite side. They are provided with sensory lobes too. Mouth leads into pharynx, then endostyle is present, and behind this endostyle the gonads are present. Then dorsal brain is present. The nerve ganglion can be seen. Then larval present having notochord. Larval stage reproduction is somewhat complicated with a larval stage which is having a notochord, that is advanced and the adult forms. So that's about this subphylum Thaliaceae. So this is actually the continuation of the Amphiopsis type. I have left behind a reproductive system as well as the evolutionary significance of Amphiopsis while dealing with the type. So this small portion is also included together with that. So this reproductive system, they are gonochoric forms. No sexual dimorphism is present. Adult possess 26 to 27 pairs of segmentally arranged gonads, and they are seen on either side of the pharynx, and these gonads will produce, male produce spermatozoa and female produce eggs, and they are going out through the atriopore, and fertilization is external, development is through indirect type. So that's about the reproductive system too. So next one is about their evolutionary significance. Why they are evolutionary significant? Because they show some features which are more advanced, like the chordates. But when we take the detailed study, we have already seen that some features like excretory system, they are showing similarities with the platyhelminthes also. Some features they are showing similarities with the annelids. So we can see that there is a mixture of characteristics coming in the case of Amphiopsis. So what are the different primitive characters? What are the different types of advanced characters? In what are the features they are more chordate, and in what all the characters they are more non-chordate. So all these are dealing with, or their evolutionary position is we are studying under this category of evolutionary significance. This is also important in the case of Amphiopsis. So coming to the primitive features of this Amphiopsis, they have a persistent notochord. Their body is throughout their life, we can see a persistent notochord starting from the rostrum to till the end. We can see the notochord. The absence of cephalization, no head formation is seen in that. Then simple nervous system without brain, somewhat we can call it as the dorsal ganglion. The cerebral vesicle is there, but we cannot call it as the exact brain and sense organ. Then dorsal and ventral roots are separated. While in the case of all the chordates, dorsal root and ventral roots ganglions are both unite. After the emergence, they will unite together. Then absence of paired limbs and fins are absent. Either fins or limbs, both are absent in this case. Then their coelom is enterocoelocoelom, and the ciliary mode of feeding. They are the exact filter feeding mechanism with ciliary action is seen in this case. And here no type of jaw in any form is not present in the form, as they are solely depending upon the ciliary feeding. Then the straight alimentary canal without any specialization. They have got a large pharynx perforated with the gill slits, presence of endostyle, presence of midgut diverticulum instead of liver. Liver as such organ is not developed in them, but they have got a midgut diverticulum. Metameric segmentation of muscles, which is a feature similar to that of the annelids, is present. Single cell thick epidermis. We have adult chordates have got a multi-layered epidermis. Then presence of flame cells and proteinuria, simple vascular system, no heart, arteries, vein, blood cells, etc. Then no specialized respiratory pigment, no specialized respiratory organs, paired segmental gonads. All these features are showing that they are very primitive. So these are the primitive features of this type Amphioxus. Now coming to the advanced features or the specialized features, the notochord extending into the rostrum. That helps in burrowing. That is another a special feature we can see in this case. The elaborate oral hood with velum, pharynx, bands of cilia, etc. Efficient filter feeder can be seen in the filter feeder mechanism, and all the different structures can be seen in the case of this Amphioxus. Then atrial cavity protecting the pharynx. There is again advanced characters we can see. And coming to the affinities of the chordates are, so these are the specialized features, the notochord, elaborate oral hood region, atrial cavity protecting pharynx, all these are the specialized features we can see in the case of Amphioxus. Then coming to the affinities of chordates, they have all the three basic primary chordate characters as such satisfied in the case of the Amphioxus. That's the main reason that they are included under the chordates. Then affinities when coming to the affinities with non-chordates, they resemble the annelids in their segmentation, and they resemble the solenocytes and flame cells with that of the flatworms. Then absence of distinct head, like the case of all the invertebrates. Then ciliary microphagous filter feeding mechanism, that is similar to a innumerable number of invertebrates. In all these features, they are showing that they are similar to the non-chordates. So here we can see that they are having a mechanism somewhat in between a chordates and non-chordates, or they chordate with advanced characteristics because of their mode of life reduced in such a way to form in such a way to get adapted to a burrowing mode of living. So that's a speciality what we can see in the case of Amphioxus. So by this we are ending the complete session of this S2 portions. So all of you please watch all the videos, and there will be exams for you at the end of this week. Thank you all. Thank you.